Hello. Welcome to A Time to Think by Pastor Billy Joe Hillbilly. This episode I kind of think of as are you sure you want to be a Christian? You know, your actions indicate otherwise. Or maybe I should entitle it, maybe you don't really want to be a Christian. How to tell if you really want to be a Christian after all. Warning signs that may indicate that you're not really into it. That maybe your parents were Christians and went to church and you're doing it because they want you to do it or whatever. Anyway, how do you tell if this life is for you? How can you tell if maybe this is not really what you want after all? Well, that's an important question. If you keep turning away from God and turning to sin and making some excuses, oh, this person stole from me and so it makes it okay for me to steal from them, or, I'm only doing this to feed my family. Well, if you're stealing to feed your family, I hope you explored all the other possibilities out there, seeking help from the local neighborhood church or churches, or I don't know. Do you have to eat steak every night? Maybe if you were okay with ramen noodles, then you wouldn't have to be stealing. Maybe you just trying to live a little more extravagantly than you can, and that doesn't make it okay to steal. In fact, really, even if it is to feed your family, it would still be wrong. I mean, I know we do what we have to do sometimes, but most of the time we do what we want to do and then we try to make excuses for it. That irks me to no end. But if you keep turning back to sin, you need to rethink whether or not the Christian life is the life you want to live, or to claim, at least, to live. Because if you keep turning back to sin, maybe this isn't the route you want to go. Be honest with yourself. I don't want you to live in constant struggle internally, thinking, I have to be a Christian and, but I can't stop myself. I'm just lonely and I want to, have a relationship outside of my marriage because my marriage ain't no good, or whatever. I mean, this is just ridiculous, people. If you keep turning back to sin, if you can't stop yourself from turning back to sin over and over and over again, ask for help. Ask friends to help. I don't know. At some point, you get down on your knees and you cry out to God. And if you mean it, and I mean it, like tears spraying out your eyeballs. I mean, like 5 feet out. I mean, like snot. I mean, if you mean it, I think God most certainly will help you. So, I'm going to show you real quickly, because I've rambled on all day long, and you, of course, you've not necessarily watched all the videos I've recorded today, but I'm starting to burn up. Get tired of sitting here, but, if it makes a difference in somebody's life, then, hey, it's worth it. Anyway, I want to just quickly tell you sort of a little test that if you consider yourself a Christian, you might actually, you might really seriously do this if you've got the guts. Think about the people that know you and the people that just sort of know you in a kind of casual kind of, they know your name, they say hello, they don't go to church with you, they're not your family, but they know you when they see you. Think about asking all those people the following. Just you go to them and you say, you know, if I told you that I was a Christian, what would your response be? Now, ideally, and again, you can't just talk to the people that you grew up with, the people you go to church with, because they're going to kind of assume you are anyway. But, you know, think about the people that just you speak to, you know, hopefully you're showing them some kind of a, you know, even if it's just a, hey, how are you? And they know that you mean it. They know that this isn't like a joke to you. People have a tendency to, you know, hey, how are you? Oh, I'm great. That's great. All right, bye-bye. And they don't really mean it. I mean, you've got to this has got to be sincere. You've got to mean it. So think of the people that you'd normally meet in a week or a month or a whatever, or that you've ever met anyway, and say, okay, you walk up to them and you say, you know, I'm a Christian. Now, if they say, oh, I knew that. Wow. Well, that you might be doing something right. Maybe. Of course, again, if they go to church with you, they probably kind of assume you're a Christian anyway. And so, that's not necessarily, if that's the only people you ask, that's not a good indicator. But go to these people and say, hey, I'm a Christian. And look at their reaction. If they say, well, yeah, I knew that. And I'll be honest with you, there's so few people that I know that I could just, I mean, maybe I'm just too critical of people. Maybe I'm too pessimistic. Maybe I'm just I expect too much. Maybe I just think people should always be happy and never, you know, and always behave the same way toward everyone, regardless. It doesn't matter if that person is, what color their skin is, what their sexual orientation is, none of that matters. What matters is that you show them love, period, all the time. That is what being a Christian is. You don't go out constantly judging everybody on the planet. This person's doing this, that person's doing that, that person's blah, 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 and this person is blah, blah, blah. Just love them. Let God worry about the rest of that stuff. You know, you don't have to go out and say, I love you and I accept everything you do as perfect, as wonderful, because you're doing it. You know, it's like a mother's love is unconditional. Well, love and acceptance are two different things, people. I mean, really, it's two different things. I will love my children regardless, always and forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. But that doesn't mean I accept it when they do something wrong, that I'm saying, your dookie don't stink. Don't you worry about it. You're great. You're perfect just the way you are. Everything you say and do is perfect. You're great. You're remarkable. You're amazing. Now, I have some amazing kids. I know some amazing people. And I know we all fail. And I know even the best of us screw it up so much. But what kind of percentages are we looking at here? Is it that once in a while that you wake up and you're hurting, you're in pain, whatever, and that maybe you're not smiling quite as broadly as you normally would? Or is that your pretty much everyday kind of thing? Are you showing the people around you the love of God that should be reflected in your eyes, that should come from you to them? Because God's not here physically to show these people that He loves them. You as a Christian, it is your job to do that. So when you go to these people and you say, I'm a Christian, look at their reaction. Do they say, I knew that? Or do they kind of raise an eyebrow and kind of say, they say like, really? And seem like a little bit shocked or a little bit confused that maybe they wouldn't have guessed that. You might be doing something wrong. Now, if you tell somebody you're a Christian, Assuming, again, you are, and that you want to know the answers to these burning questions. So you say to somebody, I'm a Christian, and they start laughing uncontrollably. Well, I don't think you're doing something wrong. I know you're doing something wrong. You see what I'm saying? See, if they know the person you are at least well enough to know that you lie, you cheat, you steal, you watch pornography, and you do this and you do that and you do all these things that's just not Christian. And they know these things about you, and you go to them and say, I'm a Christian. And they laugh their arses off. You are not doing it right. Think about it. How do other people see you? Because how people see you is a direct reflection of your relationship to God, in my opinion. And it has to be, because the only way people see God is through you, if you're a Christian. Or if you claim to be, they're going to think of that. They're going to say, well, that's strange. John calls himself a Christian. No offense to the Johns out there. John calls himself a Christian, but just last week I saw him going out with this woman who's not his wife. Or John told me a lie, and I know perfectly well it was a lie. Yet he has the audacity to call himself a Christian. Wow. Like I say, you tell someone you're a Christian, they say, I knew that. Pat yourself on the back. If everybody you ask every person in your life that's ever come across you, you tell them, hey, I'm a Christian, or ask them, did you know I was a Christian, or however you want to phrase it. And they're all saying, well, yeah, goodness, yeah, amazing person. You're full of love and all that. Well, really, you pat yourself on the back, because they're going to be patting you too. I mean, just everybody, just doing hands on there, just pat. But if they raise an eyebrow, it should cause you some concern. If they laugh uncontrollably, fall on the floor, rolling on floor, laughing their heinies off. Well, anyway, then you need to re-examine things. Because see, when you really get down to it, you shouldn't really have to tell anybody you're a Christian anyway. You don't have to wear the t-shirt that says Jesus, blah, 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 love, 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 Jesus, Jesus, hallelujah, blah, blah, blah. I mean, sure, if you want to wear that stuff, great. They should be able to recognize that in you without you having to advertise it. If you feel the need to advertise it, then maybe you need to re-examine your life. Okay? Just think about it. Think about whether or not people recognize you as a Christian. Now I think I'm going to have some of that sweet iced tea, because I'm burning up. And it is going to be so remarkable. And I'm going to enjoy this so, because I'm on fire. Don't know what you got till it's gone. Can't appreciate the eternal without the finite. Can't appreciate that cold iced tea without a little bit of thirst. As I've mentioned before. Anyway, so I hope everyone has a lovely day. Go out there and make a difference in the world. Make a difference in somebody's life. Start small. Make a cake and give it to somebody. Buy lunch for a stranger. I don't know. Do something. Don't just sit there on your backsides. Okay? Have a good day.